It is now the 22nd of August 2023. Welcome again to KUTV Rise Today. Your best experience of radio on TV for 2 days. That is Monday and Tuesday. On Monday, on Monday we have Art and Culture with Karen Blessing, and today on Tuesday is Biashara Tuesday, where we take a look at business and developments in your world, all across in the borders, and of course even outside this republic. Last week, the Devolution Conference happened in Eldoret, that is in Uasin Gishu County, and we are taking a stock of the strides that Kenya has made so far in the 10 years since the promulgation of the new constitution, and also the implementation of devolved units that is beginning 2013. Interesting highlight from that was a spat between the U.S. ambassador to Kenya, that is Megan Whitman, and the former opposition leader Raila Odinga. Whitman feels like Kenya is the most stable democracy all across Africa, while opposition chief Raila Odinga doesn't feel the same or doesn't share the same sentiments. And this can be seen with the bipartisan talks which are currently happening. The dialogue team between the Azimio la Umoja and the Kenya Kwanza is currently in progress towards getting a stand or getting a middle ground between that conundrum that has been there between the opposition and, of course, the government of Kenya in various issues from the cost of living all the way to the auditing of the electoral process of this republic. We're going to take a look at what has been done so far, taking a stock of the developments, taking a stock of the key hits and misses of devolution with Dennis Kimani, who is the YGS chairperson. He's here once more to let us know, is Kenya really the most stable democracy, and how exactly have we been performing in the 10 years that devolution has been in place. Speaking of devolution, we cannot avoid the Ministry of Health, which is one of those devolved units. The Ministry of Health is flagging off nurses for another round of jobs abroad. So this happened over last week as well. Nurses who are now going to take their services outside the country, as KMPDU is decrying the shortage of medical workers in this republic. KMPDU, which is that union that is taking care of medical practitioners in the republic, is also requesting that all the talks happening between Azimio la Umoja and the Kenya Kwanza side in that dialogue team of bipartisan talks includes healthcare, which is a very key aspect of this republic and also a very key aspect of devolved governance. We're going to take a look at how health has been performing since 10 years ago to this time now that it's been a devolved unit, but also all the others which are there in this conversation of devolved governance. So don't miss out on that conversation happening in the newspaper review later on. And that's just not our concern. We're also taking a stock of all the other developments that have been there in the paper from yesterday to this morning, taking a look at the headlines, but also the key important stories which are going to direct the direction, which are going to direct the movement of business, how you are faring on in this economy, and also how you're going to make profits, or any anticipation of losses that are going to happen in the next few days. The climate summit happening in Nairobi next month. Kenya is going to host this, the president being the chairperson of this at the African Union. We are happy to be hosting such a great event, and Dennis Kimani is the chairperson of Youth Green Society. So this conversation on climate action and climate summit is going to be important and relevant for him to give his feedback and see if we are really prepared for what is coming in terms of climate change, and also what kind of strategies have been put in place by the Republic. Being the host of the climate summit, are we also the role models of what the future is going to look like for our planet? This morning on Biashara Tuesday, we're taking a look at left, right, taking a look at the mountains, taking a look at discipline to see where exactly will our hope come from. I'm going to speak here with young people from Kenyatta University's Scouts Troop. It was formed way back in 2015. They've been able to make Nairobi and Kenyatta University a better place. How have they been doing that, and what other initiatives are they up to? They've been participating in competitions from way back then. A little disruption happening during the COVID-19 pandemic, but they're making a very huge comeback this year, and they will be representing Kenya in East Africa, and this is going going to happen in Tanzania. They're going to tell us more on exactly what kind of events are going to be expected there. And if you're a Kenyatta University student, how can you plug in? But one angle I'm going to try and sneak in into that conversation is how does discipline help them, and how can we translate the discipline in the Scouts troop of Kenyatta University into our businesses and into our economic activities within the Republic. Also here this morning is another young person from Kenyatta University students, Kenyatta University students who are taking a look at matters of space. Can our solutions, or could our solutions, come from out there? How exactly is that, of course, association of students who are taking a look at aerospace and integrating cybersecurity into it? How will this all culminate into economic prosperity? Of course, those are the conversations that are relevant here on Biashara Tuesday, but anything else that you say to us on social platforms, we will be taking a look at it at KUTV Kenya, at Richard_OKENYE. Welcome to this show. And we'll be taking a look at the roads as well in a short while, courtesy of Matthew Route. So tell me what is happening out there, alternative routes that people can use, and then we'll be back to that conversation with the Kenyatta University Scouts Troop and all the other conversations which are prepared here for you on Biashara Tuesday. Welcome, and tell us where you're tuning in from. My name is Richard OKENYE. Let's have fun. Right, current transport and traffic conditions of the city. Nini nafanyika huko nje, wale ambao wako barabarani. Let us know what is happening here on Kiambu Road, kwa sababu hakuna gari. It's all clear. What's not happening, because Kiambu Road is suspiciously all clear. And this is an image I have received here, and it's around the Directorate of Criminal Investigations. Speaking of DCI, may the real Madhe please stand up. Businesswoman, who's now being called businesswoman here, Nancy Kigunzu, has taken herself, or has submitted herself to the Directorate of Criminal Investigations on Kiambu Road, and this is to say that she is the actual Madhe Wangara, who is suspected to be a very key drug peddler in the areas of Ngara region. There's already someone else who was arrested for this last week, who was Teresia Wanjiru, and she's awaiting to know today exactly what her fate is going to be in her connection to this drug syndicate. So this could be the reason why there's no traffic on Kiambu Road next to DCI, but that's just my non-educated guess. If you're out there, you can tell us, you can let us know if Madhe Wangara ndo wamefanya watu wameogopa kupitia hapo kando ya DCI. But that's what is happening on Kiambu Road. Anyone else ambaye kwa hapo tuambie mahali umefika kunakaa aje. From the viewpoint at Donholm interchange, outer ring seems to be moving from Taj Mall to Kangundo Road interchange. Just a few slow traffic here and there at Quarry, and as you approach that Dandora roundabout. So if you're approaching Dandora roundabout towards town from Donholm interchange or from Outer Ring, Taj Mall pale kutumia Kangundo Road, ujue kwamba there'll be just a little bit of slow traffic, but things are looking good for you there. Where it isn't looking good is inbound at Landis Road, which is jam-packed this morning. So kama uko na information ya mali watu wanaweza hepea hiyo jam, utuambie pia. After accomplishment of the KIA International Airport for direct flights from to Mount Kilimanjaro, tourists are yet to use it for the ongoing wildebeest migration at the Serengeti. So this is information we're receiving from across the border, and we'd love to know how relevant that is for us here. This is from Mobilite Africa. Current situation, Outer Ring Road on this Tuesday morning, kunakaa vizuri for you, surprisingly. Driving towards Malaba past Mau Summit is a nightmare, so if you can find a way to avoid it. Can you try this kind of paint on our roads, Kenya? So they're showing here what Kenya can do to mark those roads. It seems we don't have enough of marking in that road driving towards past the Mau Summit if you're driving towards Malaba. So watu wana complain on the way to Kisumu na mambo kama hayo, watu wanasema siku zuri sana. Hapo Thika Road also looking clear this morning. Seems there's good news, or there's something that we don't know happening in town. If you are aware of why the roads are clear this morning, let us know. But that's good news for us in the CBD. No information yet from any other road, but let us know of any developments wherever you are. If you're even outside of Nairobi, it's going to be relevant for us. Now, going for a short break, coming back with two very important guests here this morning from the Kenyatta University Scouts Troop. So I'll be giving you information on that after a short while. Let us know where you're tuning in from. I will be right back.
What are some of the ways through which you can develop these skills so that we are comfortably fitting into the job?
You have to put yourself in positions where you are uncomfortable in the sense that you are not clear about what to do.
Because I used to work a corporate job before. So when I left, I happened to visit someone's farm around this area.
So this project is called Security Breach Detector and Can is familiarized. It is meant to be used to detect, detonate explosive.
We'll tackle all the tough issues, discuss all the weird moments, and hopefully share a few laughs along the way.
Maisha ni haya mwanaume ali. Sielewi yani hata neno moja. Yani tunasikia maboko likolo. Yani ukiniangalia tu mwamba huyu anafiti sehemu fulani. Wewe ni wewe inakaa. Without your love, I can't move on. Yo, that's your boy Rhino the Don. Keep watching and listening to KUTV.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
The Bible says, when he spoke, then he spoke a parable to them, that men always ought to pray and not lose heart.
Christ says, I stand in the door and I knock. Whoever hears my voice and opens, I will dwell with him.
Like the moon, I will fade, but like the star, I will rise again. And though I fall, be rest assured that I will rise again.
Go to the hospitals, tell them that God will heal them. Go to the prisons, tell them that they'll be free. Go to the crusades and tell people that Christ is coming, and sooner than the word itself is the second advent is imminent.
You know, reggae music wasn't the most popular music in my neighborhood growing up. And I discovered it on the radio, and from the first moment, just couldn't stop listening.
Many people express themselves through music.
Music is a freedom of expression.
We want the music to reach the people.
They see
makes you happy, feel encouraged. The song gives you hope for a bright future.
Message the world.
All talent, there's always room for improvement.
To have faith.
You can be lazy and wait until it's over, or work hard and, try to be ready whenever there is something to do. We can just be on point.
So we need to join hands and realize that together we can achieve.
For John so loved this world now, he gave his only begotten Son. Whosoever will believe in him should not perish but live. God did not send his Son to come condemn this world, but through him this world might be saved. Oh, my children, give me
now. Technology, science, innovation, ICT and research. These are the ingredients upon which the solutions to the 21st century problems are founded. In a world that is rapidly changing, it's all hands on deck to ensure a balance in all fields of life. Women, young and old, are also in the front line, breaking the glass ceiling, becoming thought leaders in the larger tech space. Not forgetting other societies marginalized. And when the tech Avengers come together, we inch closer to a much safer, efficient, and sustainable world. What we view as a norm in today's advanced world was just an idea, and for nostalgic reasons, we trace back to the iconic days to bring you the retro tech. On Tech Innovation Show, we encapsulate all the pillars of the fourth industrial revolution, decoded in a language, all for one for all. Every Monday at 8:30 as we push the mantra, keep learning something new each and every day. Only on KUTV, a new experience.
Kutoka kuwa jamii ya kuhamahama na sasa kujumuisha kilimo katika mitindo yao ya maisha. Kwenye toleo la kaunti ya Narok, hii ni Boresha Kilimo, kwani afya bora ni kilimo bora.
Kwani kilimo ndicho huboresha maisha.
I'm your host, Esther Becky.
And my name is DJ Tero.
We start you off with a word of prayer and get you started with a live transformational worship experience. And have our minds renewed by the word of God on the word segment.
And not forgetting new music za hii wiki, yani ndakuwa bado nawapatia pale wasanii wamekuwa kiwakali. So make sure manzo tune in because zitakuwa zina flow pia pale mixes kwa wingi, yani zitakuwa zina come through, and pia performance yani from our gospel artist hapa on Gospel Art
from 7 to
10 a.m. only on KUTV.
All right, welcome back to Biashara Tuesday on Twitter. We are using the hashtag Biashara Tuesday. Tag me at Richard_Okenye. Excited this morning to be speaking with you and also hearing about your day. Also, your feedback, engagement, who you like to tune into the show, what you feel about the discussions happening here, where we are going right, where we're going wrong as well. Correct us. Do not be afraid of that. Now, we are switching gears a bit to speak matters of discipline. Discipline is very key when it comes to business and also to your day-to-day life. Kenyatta University Scouts Troop is an embodiment of discipline and service. It was set up way back in 2015. They've been a part of making Nairobi a better place and also Kenyatta University a better place. Of course, charity begins at home. We're going to have a discussion here about various issues from their regalia to the discipline to the East African competition that they are going to take a part in representing Kenya in Tanzania. The Panthera Rover crew is here with me, and I'm sitting down with Faith Joel, who is assistant chairperson of that KU Scouts troop, and also accompanying her on set this morning is one gentleman who is Brian Gesicho. Brian Gesicho is the disciplinarian of that KU Scouts troop, the Panthera Rover crew. Let's discuss, let's hear what they have to say. But I have to begin with a very interesting tweet here from a friend of mine who's called Atsi Ateta. I happen to have gone to high school with Atsi Ateta, and he has this to say. He said, it's a tweet from February of 2023, and I had promised to begin the show with it. So I'm going to let my guests listen to it before I introduce them, and then hear their reactions, allow them to introduce themselves, and then get into this conversation. So Atsi Ateta on Twitter says this: Scouts akishindwa ku raise flag time ya parade nilikuwa nafurahia sana. I have been a hater all my life. This guy has been a hater all his life. Scouts akijaribu kupandisha flag na ikatae, in that awkward silence alikuwa anafurahia sana. Let me get to hear what you guys have to say about that. But first, welcome to the show. What's your reaction to that?
Okay, it's not a new topic whereby scouts were, but on general, scouts were the disciplined regalia of the school. So we were liked by the teachers and everybody. So when you get we are hated, you have to check on yourself why you hate us in the first place.
Okay, so as you check on yourself, it could be the problem, by the way. Yeah. Welcome to the show, guys. Yeah. I'll start with the lady to introduce herself. You're also leader of the ladies troop side of the Panthera Rover crew, and then can get to listen to the gentleman and get to this discussion. Welcome, Faith.
Thank you so much. So my name is Faith Joel. Yes, you've just introduced me. So in Kenyatta University Panthera Rover crew, the Rovermate 2. Rovermate basically means like chairperson. So Rovermate 2 means like vice chairperson for the overall Panthera Rover crew. Then now for the competitions, we do divide, like you can't mix gents and females. So what happens, you have to go with a team of males and a team of females. So for the females, I'm the one in charge of them. So I'm like now the chair to the team of the females.
Right, you're so soft-spoken for a leader. I wonder how they are able to follow you as a leader, given that Scouts is all discipline, or do you switch to a tougher side?
What happens, I have a certain friend actually who always ask me, Faith, wewe ni mdogo sana, how do you manage controlling our watu? And I'm like, okay, even the members know when it comes to serious matters, I'm ever serious, but when it comes to fun, tutacheka will do everything that deals with fun.
Must be a really nice balance.
Exactly.
Let me hear if Gesicho has the same. Do you have sides of do you have a fun side, given that you're the disciplinarian of KU Scouts troop?
Okay, first of all, I'm Brian Gesicho, the disciplinarian of the entire troop, not necessarily the members, but also to the leaders too. I have to keep everyone in check. Not that I'm always right, but I have to always keep everyone on the line.
Do you have a fun
During
side?
to my work, I have to always be on the wrong side of people and also always strict, but I also have a fun side.
Okay. Do you participate in the fun activities?
Yeah, we do.
We do.
Or you just stand by the side, you're a tough guy.
I am the one who leads the fun activities in the fun.
Oh yeah, true, definitely.
Yeah.
Being tough all the time, you'd need an escape.
Yeah. Sometime
here and there. Let's begin with the name of your crew, Panthera Rover Crew. Is this specific to Kenyatta University, or how does that name work?
Okay, so what happens, we have sections. So now the section that we are in right now is for people aged in between 18 to 26 years of age.
Okay.
So for you to, we do divide ourselves into like troops. So you name them according to family, what do I call them, pets? Let me call them, domestic animals.
Okay.
So that's why we chose the Panthera. So it's specifically for KU. When you go to like an institution like UN, they have their own name.
Oh,
so
right.
Panthera is only for KU Scouts.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Panthera is the family name of cats, right? Which includes lions, tigers, and all of the others. Are you guys as fierce? Let me just hear from the disciplinator.
Yeah. Frankly, we are fierce when it comes to tackling issues, but we are also as soft as cats when needed.
Okay. Both ends of the spectrum, soft.
Yeah.
Paka, wanasema simba kinyeshewa, usidhani ni paka. Inaweza kuwa ni paka ametulia, lakini pia kuna the spirit of the lion in there.
Yeah.
I wanted us to have a look at that Panthera print, but I don't know what are the rules like. Are you allowed to turn around your scarves?
It's okay.
Okay. There's that imprint there. If you could just have a look at it, let's show it to us there.
Yeah. So
let us know about the whole scarf and the composition of the colors, if they have any meaning at all.
Yeah. So the whole scarf, if you are a Kenyatta University student, you can recognize the Kenyatta University flag colors, the black, green, and the blue.
Nice.
So we go around as a Kenyatta University troop. The logo itself is written Kenyatta University Scouts, Panthera Rover Crew, with a paw print for the Panthera family of cats. Now you get it, the link. The Panthera is a family of cats. Now that comes to our logo.
Okay, the paw from all across those animals.
Normally we say long live the paw.
Long live the paw.
Long live the paw.
Okay, is that your slogan?
Yeah, it's a slogan to keep us pushing through.
Okay, because I started with asking if you can turn around the scarf. Let's speak about the whole regalia, and then you can get to activities and whatnot. When I see people who are uniformed, mostly there are rules that come with uniform. Yeah, kuna huwezi guza huwezi guza shati ya askari, huwezi guza kofia ya soldier. Unajua those kinds of rules. Huwezi toa shati mahali fulani, huwezi do this and that. Is that the same for you guys, or how do we interpret how you're dressed?
Yeah, there are rules there is a discipline entitled to wearing the Scouts regalia. But in general, there are different sections too of the scouting. We have the little ones, 6 to 11, Sungura, Chipkizi, Mwamba, and us, Rovers. Now, what differentiates us are the color of scarves. I don't know if you noticed, but there's a yellow scarf, there's a green scarf, a maroon scarf, and an orange scarf. Now, the yellow scarf is for the Sunguras, the little ones. Then when you go up, you graduate to the green scarf, which is the Chipkizi. Then you graduate to the Mwamba, which is the maroon scarf. Then to the Rovers, Jasiri, which is, Rovers is English, Jasiri is Swahili.
Oh, Jasiri is Swahili for Rovers.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the orange scarf. Now, here we have the blue scarf. I know you've not. It's not in the colors I've mentioned.
Yes, I'm waiting for it.
I know, but the blue scarf is specifically for the troop.
Okay.
Wherever you see these blue with the green black stripes, it's always for the Kenyatta University Scouts troop.
Okay.
You'll never find any other person from any other troop with this scarf. It is only intended for us. So if you're walking in town and you see this scarf, whether I'm in uniform or in casual, I'm from this crew.
All right.
Every crew has it.
Okay. Let's speak about your hat there. It has something from far. It looks like a cross, but near it looks like a flower. You're the closest to it. Tell us about it.
Okay, this is the Scout emblem. It's a worldwide Scout emblem. It's called the Fleur de Lis. It's a French word.
Fleur?
Fleur de Lis.
Fleur de Lis. Okay.
The pronunciation, I am a French student, so...
All right, you're excused.
Fleur de Lis.
Yeah.
Now, it has 3 parts. It measures, it as a resemblance of our Scout principles.
Okay.
Whenever we do a Scout sign, we always do it this way.
3 fingers.
3 fingers.
Okay.
Now, the same way the Fleur de Lis has 3 parts. The finger facing me, it's a service to oneself.
Okay.
The farthest is service to others. Then the middle one represents service to God.
Okay.
Those are our 3 principles that guide.
Service to self, to others, and to God.
So, what do you notice in general of all the principles? It's the word service.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. We're going to get to look at service, and being that the mission and motto of service is what the whole Scouts movement entails. Let's speak to Faith for a bit there, and also look at a dress up. But before we say about the badges, I just want to know what these badges mean that are in your shirt. But when I was back in high school, it was a crime for anyone to be found in a Scout shirt and they're not member of the Scouts, member of the Scouts troop. Is that the case now, even in university? Ukinipata nimevaa a Scouts shirt and I'm not a member of Scouts. What does that mean, and what kind of repercussions will fall on me?
Okay, one, you find that in campus it's different. Actually, it's almost impossible finding someone who's not a Scout with the Scouts uniform. Actually, we have Scouts who don't even have the uniform.
Okay.
So it's so hard actually to find someone with the Scouts uniform. But as per the rules, you shouldn't have you shouldn't wear the uniform when you're not a Scout. And again, for me now, I shouldn't do a black trouser, then I do the shirt belonging to the Scouting uniform. So it's kind of misusing it. Again, I shouldn't do it when I'm not going to a Scout related event. So I only do Scouting uniform when going to Scouting related events only. Yeah.
All right. If you find me nilianua hii shati yako pale rooftop alafu ninatembea nayo, are there ways of apprehending me or repercussions to me?
Okay, one, because we're humans, I just approach you, then I talk to you nicely. So nanienshu umeitoa kama maybe it's the kofia or maybe let me say like in sakama shirt. I can't tell you to do away with the shirt, but I'll tell you it's not allowed to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's also issue of days, Monday and Friday, but I realized today is Tuesday. Is there a rule to the specific days?
Okay. Okay.
There's actually, for let's say schools or institutions, for the same time umesema alikuwa na fry Scout akishindwa
ku raise flag.
A Scout uniform is worn on special occasions. For example, on Monday and Friday there is a flag raising ceremony.
Yes.
That's a very crucial training part of a Scout. You have to learn that throughout your way. So during that ceremony, he has to wear the Scout uniform.
Okay.
Today is a Tuesday. To appear here is a special occasion.
Can you tell them again? Let them know. To be here is a special occasion.
Yeah, to be here is a special occasion.
Right. So you guys are adorning the Scouts regalia. When you've mentioned the flag, then you said it's an important part of the Scouts training process, right?
Yeah.
I would normally assume, also given that you have the Kenyan flag here on. I think her. I don't see. I don't see it with you.
About that, I knew you'd notice. This is every year, not every. Once in a while, there is always a change in regalia.
Okay.
The same way in the police force, we always have a change in regalia.
Oh, right.
So this was a uniform bought back in 2018. By then we used the African badge for our uniform. Then the Kenya Scouts to represent us in the Kenya.
Okay.
But it changed to Kenya Scouts, but still with the Kenyan flag as the badge.
All right.
Yeah.
Is there service to, when you're speaking about flag, raising the flag on Monday and on Friday, which is a very momentous occasion for the Republic in general, is there a part where there's service to the country, service to the Republic, and how does that reflect within the Scouts? If you can take that, Faith.
Okay. So I'd say one, it kind of instills patriotism or rather loyalty to one's country. And again, I feel like what came to my mind when you were reading that tweet, vile mtu hufurahia mtu akifail ku raise flag. Okay, one thing, when the normal students, they feel like kuna kitu special with the scouts, with the pupils who are like scouts, and they also feel like now that they're in like scouting attire, wanaona there's like something iko na hawa yenye hatuna. Yeah, so they feel like when they're doing something nicely, so wakifail tu kidogo, it's like wanafurahia tu. Yeah, so I feel like again, the marching thing, getting to know how to stand even in front of people, raising the flag, it's kind of even like instilling like discipline and like you knowing how to even like present yourself before people, because there's that confidence. Mtu ametoka kwa na kuna zile shule ziko na over 500 students or other pupils, so that person actually making to step there and raise that flag, kuna vile inamsaidia. Yeah,
that's true. You've mentioned marching hapo, na wacha ni endelee tu bado na wewe. I'm speaking for a friend who went to an SDA church for most of their life. Alikuwa in, it's called Pathfinders, unajua. They march on, it starts from adventurers and then they move to Pathfinders. I don't know what they eventually graduate to, because this friend didn't go past Pathfinders. So huyu friend wangu anauliza, does that kind of experience also, is it similar to being in the Scouts? Kama niko SDA na mimi ni Pathfinder, na kuna flag ya SDA, I think, that's raised and stuff like that. That kind of setup in the Scouts, is it similar? Mtu anaweza toka huko na hiyo experience, msema kuna 10 years of experience as a Pathfinder kama ingia Scouts.
Okay, what I might say is one, I'm not an SDA and I really don't know much about them, but I remember sometimes back I attended one of their events and I saw like the young kids coming out of the church and kind of marching, coming out of the church and such stuff. So actually I never knew before, like they do the marching stuff and all that, but because my colleague here is from SDA, maybe they could tell us.
Yeah, Brian.
Yeah.
Let us know. What is the difference? Were you in Pathfinder?
Okay, I'm raised from an SDA family.
Okay.
I have gone through all those stages. The adventurers, Pathfinder, ambassador, youth.
Ooh.
Now I'm in a youth.
Okay.
Now, frankly, it's not the same.
Okay.
It's the same concept, marching, but remember, scouting is not religious. Is not confined to one religious. We allow people from different religions. You see, so we don't confine people in one religion.
Okay.
And also, there are some few regulations in Pathfinder that are very different in scouting.
Definitely.
Yeah. So. It's the same concept, but a little bit.
Did it help
different.
you? Inakaa ilikusaidia sana kuingia Scouts. Is it easier now, being a Scout?
Yeah, it is easier. Normally when, let's say for example, when you are in school and you're a Scout, you go to camp twice a term in high school. Then when you go back home, you never go again for a camp if you're not an SDA.
Right.
Then when you come back, it becomes again hard to adapt into the camping system. So on my part, I'd say it was easy because whether I'm in school or not,
you're still
I'm
camping.
always camping. I just love the outdoor.
Right, the discipline and the service
it's
can
always there.
Yeah, right, can easily also be translated back to your Scouts life. Now, you've been deeply involved in community service, and I think Faith can take this for us before I come back to matters of discipline with you once more. You've been deeply involved in community service. Could you share some of those projects impactful that you've done maybe within Kenyatta University or in Nairobi or the Republic at any point?
Yeah, sure. So first we do community outreaches. We go to children's home. We could maybe wash their clothes, dance with those kids, listen to them and such stuff. We also do cleanups. Like the last one we did was at Mirema Hunters, Kasarani. So we also do cleanups. We also do what do I call it? During the agricultural show of Kenya, we do host a show camp. So it's normally held at Jamhuri grounds. So opposite Jamhuri grounds, we do have the Roland Scouts camp, where we have the headquarters of the KSA. So during that period, we do go offer service at the agricultural show of Kenya. So we could help maybe those people who have come to kind of showcase what they do with their companies and all that. We help them. We also do have people going around trying to look if we have any tap leaking, any littering around and such stuff. Yeah.
All right. When people see a group of young people or a group of anyone in society giving out service, they're like, nani analipa hawa watu? What are they gaining? What does someone gain by giving service to society as a Scouts member?
Okay, one, there's that self-satisfaction or rather self-fulfillment. It's just like going to a children's home and to feel like you have impacted someone. You feel like you're satisfied, you know, like you feel like you've touched someone's heart and such stuff. Then again, secondly, I feel like there's that discipline instilled in you because watu hudhani like takataka inachiwa scouts to some extent because they know when a scout will see this paper left here, probability of collecting it is like 99%. So I feel like it's kind of inakufanya unakuwa self-disciplined.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hakuna kulipwa lakini.
Yeah. Hakuna kulipwa, but okay, at times we to the events we go, at times we do have like a stipend, like for the agricultural show of Kenya, they do give us like something on a daily basis, but something small.
But mtu asitafute Scouts eti anakuja kutafuta job, right? We are speaking to people who are out there trying to get jobs and start businesses. This is service and discipline, and that's what we are on about. Speaking about discipline, let me come to you, Gesicho there. Okay. You guys have been engaged in initiatives like the World Suicide Day and the World Mental Health Day campaigns. These efforts are towards raising awareness in mental health, right? So there's that. This is going to be a two-part question. There's that part of mental health. You know, Scouts are raising awareness, mental health challenges, also taking part in that. But you're a disciplinarian, and you know, there's those tough rules, you know, camping, you know, mtu wako huko nje ka tent tu na kasufuria moja nini for 5 days, alafu unakuja una march, una train, ukifanya mistake, I'm sure there's some sort of punishment, I bet, that's meted for discipline purposes. How first of all have you been creating you know, mental health awareness, and also secondly, how do you marry now these two aspects? On one end, you have, you know, the need for discipline, kukua tough and all that, but that can be also challenging for mental health. Mental health yangu inaweza chemka huko kwa forest tukicamp. How do I maintain discipline, be very military in my approach, but also take care of my mental health?
Okay, mental health on itself is a very crucial impact to our life in the society. So when we create mental awareness, or on that suicide day, we try to show how scouting as a discipline can help regulate your mental processing. You see, when you tunaweza enda leo, we are very military in our work, and we have to come back to work, let's say on a Monday, and still cooperate the work and be relaxed. that exercise, it's a training that helps regulate your mind.
Nice.
It's a really nice one for mental health. It helps you cope with stressful and let's say you have a deadline to catch and you have a lot to do. So when you have that stress, with your mind trained, you'll have to know how your mind will just react according to how to handle it.
You'll approach it with a very relaxed mind.
With a relaxed mind, not to kungangana kila saa. Now, creating awareness, we do have a World Mental Health Awareness Day where scouts do participate, especially our troop. We had one in Nairobi. We do participate in those, and we also create awareness by talking to people, holding forums once in a while. We do, when we go for a community outreach, we talk to different people, different careers on the same topic.
Okay.
Not only mental awareness, but also a lot of topics, but to a light on that mental awareness.
Right. This is a business show. Maybe just lastly, a word there still on discipline. How can someone who's watching this show, a young person, a young entrepreneur, how would the skills gained as a Scouts troop member in Kenyatta University Panthera Rover crew, let's say there's also already a member who wants to go out there and start business, how will they be able to translate this, and will it work in the world of business?
Okay, now discipline is a wide field. Is a wide field, but scouting helps you work on your weaknesses when it comes to that field. Organization, timekeeping, handling things. Discipline is a key essential to business in general.
Right.
Organizing your work, knowing where to start, where to end, your time frame. They say we are military when it comes to time.
Yes.
But trust me, it's the kind of discipline you need when it comes to a business, especially when keeping time. When we're told to get here by 7, that's the official statement. Get here by 7, but scouts will be there by 6:50.
And I have to admit, you guys were here before me. That's the kind of discipline happening at the Scouts.
That's the kind of discipline.
Earlier on my show before me. So
you told us by 7 we are 6:30. You were not in when you came here. So
come. Nianika sana employer is watching. But yes, very disciplined and on time, right? And this is going to be important for anyone who's trying to do business. Kupatana na watu for business meetings.
And also, for example, in the competition, the patrol consists of 10 people. 10 different people, different backgrounds, different societies, different home areas. But they come together with their weaknesses, with their strength, to build a team, work together for the rest of the days to tackle solutions in the community. So learning how to work with people is a key discipline also entailed in the scouting movement.
Right.
You learn to interact with people from different countries, different religion, different backgrounds.
Okay.
Yeah, for example, the last time we had the first Africa's Rover Moot, whereby people from all over the world came to Kenya's, the Roland Scout Center, all over the world. People from all over the world. So you could meet different people, Arabic, Asians, English, British, but still we were in one ground, all camping in one area, all doing one activity, all in one bus, all in one region, and we still learned how to work with all of them. No problem arised. It was a successful event. That's the kind of discipline we instill in people, making connections, finding sponsors and collaborators in the business.
Definitely. Nice. Let's talk about your crew once more and the competition that is coming up, or the competition that you participated and now are going to represent us in East Africa. And I'm going to getting it from you first. How does someone become a part of the KU Rover Panther crew if they are in Panther Rover crew? Panthera Rover Crew in Kenyatta University. They are a student at the moment. And before that, let me just read a bit of feedback. And I keep people here so that we get more questions from them. Following live from the KU Panthera Scouts, the biggest club in KU after Annex. Come on, guys, let's be serious kidogo. But that's Simiyu Raymond. Thank you for tuning in, Simiyu Raymond. I will not talk much about Annex. Now, Poetic Cyprian, anasema grandpa. I'm guessing that's you.
The Simiyu.
Right?
Raymond Simiyu.
Simiyu Raymond.
Yeah, he's the grandpa.
Oh, grandpa. So this is a reaction to Simiyu.
Yeah.
Come on, grandpa. Unatuambia nini leo asubuhi at the biggest club after Annex. Tuned in to the greatest morning show, Biashara Tuesday. Let's get the bug. That is Ed Lenz. Ed Lenz anasema, shout out to Major Frank Maina. Major Frank Maina is on the transmission desk here. Anasema, shout out to Major Frank Maina, the one true commander. So Major Frank Maina has this regalia that he wears, makes him look like someone in the military or in the scouts. Probably he was in one. He will let us know. Tuned in live from Mountain View, Uthiru. Shout out to Faith Joel. This is Sunday Mebur or Meba. Mebur. Yeah, Mebur. So shout out to you from Sunday Mebur. Here also I see again Simiyu Raymond anasema, lakini kama wewe si scout, wewe ni nani? Kama wewe si scout, wewe ni nani?
Unafanya nini kwa maisha? What are you for?
Kama mtu ako Kenyatta University na anataka kuwa scout sasa, tumesema kama yeye si scout, yeye ni nani? How do they do that?
Okay, it's so easy. Okay, you just register. We do register for KSA cards, registration cards that run for 1 whole year. So if for instance you register in April, it will expire like December, then we do another one. Yeah, so that's it. Then you just come on board. We add you to the WhatsApp forum. For like the last semester we had our meetings every Wednesday from 5 to 7 p.m. at Bishop Square. At times we could change the venue, maybe go to the Arboretum. Yeah, at times you could maybe decide to go to any other institution for partnership and all that, for maybe sharing of ideas and such.
Do I need some form of background? Mimi nilikuwa nimekuja hapa na certificate yangu ya Pathfinder. Kama naweza kujoin. Do I need some sort of background or anything? Just registration and then the rest I will...
Not really. You don't really need a background because some of the people we have who are scouts in Panthera Rover Crew have never been scouts. And like me, who became a scout when I was in class, was it 4 or 6? Yeah.
Okay.
So not necessarily for you to have like a background. You could just have interest, then join from.
So if I wasn't a scout in high school, I can still be a scout.
Yeah, sure.
If I'm at Kenyatta University.
Yeah.
All right. Gesicho, still on joining, is there an age limit? Also, are there, tuseme kama nishamaliza university, I do have a chance at scouts? Kuna scouts ya wakongwe huku nje, Ngumbaru scouts or something like that.
Actually, the age limit of a rover is 26 years. Okay. So if you're below 26 years, you still can wear the orange scarf. You're still a rover.
Okay.
But after that, you can be a scouter.
A scouter?
Yeah.
What's a scouter?
I'm sure you've seen people old, but they still in the
they still
in
have
the scout
regalia. Yeah.
Those are our elders. Those are our people we go to for guidance. Those are our vigogo.
Hao ndio wanapea mwelekeo.
Yeah.
All right.
So they say once a scout, always a scout. Whether you finish the rovering stage, you still always be a scout.
So, so once you finish yourself, you're going to graduate to be a scouter.
Yeah.
Is that automatic, or do you register for it as well?
There is a progressive challenge in a rovering section, whereby you go through a few challenges you have to tackle and earn a few badges. Our highest badge is called the Chief Scout Award, whereby to earn this badge is not easy, but it needs determination and work. Okay. Because one of the key factors to the challenges to tackle is you have to come up with a project that will sustain or help the community on our motor service. But also it has to be profitable and also can run for more than 6 months.
Okay.
So it's a journey, but yet you have to go through it. But after being done with 26 years, it's all about dedication and your spirit of scouting. You'll always be a scout. Now, it's up to you to know what will you do with always being a scout. You see that?
All right, I see. Let's talk about the competition, or that is the East African Zonal Competition, which is a very significant honor, and I would like to congratulate you guys. First of all, I want to know how the ladies are preparing to showcase their skills and talents at this level, and also the gents. But before that, more comments just going to read the last round of comments and then let you guys finish up. I love to tutasoma hizo comments zingine, but keep them coming in, guys. I see here Steve Osiemo anasema mambo ni live wewe, mambo ni live kabisa Steve bana, welcome to the show. Panthera to the world, Stella Angulu ndio anasema hiyo, anasema Panthera to the world. Thank you very much Stella. Hapa niko na Ojwang Mariam. Ojwang Mariam is a very good friend of mine and has been a colleague here at KUTV. Anasema how mascout hawezi piga drills kadhaa pale chini. Tuone what makes them different. So we're going to see maybe at the end of the show tasongeza hizi meza alafu tupige ka.
Actually, if they want to see us on a drill ground, we do hold guard of honors when it comes to events in KU. For example, the Culture Week.
Oh, okay.
And also have a drill at the ground, the show, agricultural show.
Okay.
So a drill, a guard of honor parade comes always when there's an event.
Okay.
But also a flag raising ceremony.
Hatuwezi piga drill hapa.
No.
Tusongeze kidogo. Alright, that's Ojwang Mariam. Itabidi umewatafuta alafu utajua kunaendaje. Charity Chelangat also saying Scouts bravo. Thank you Charity for tuning in. Mebur ameenda hadi ameni tag on Twitter. Amesema at Richard OKENYE lazima aone he's watching live from Mountain View, Nairobi. Really excited about this conversation with the Scouts. Let's talk about the East African Zonal Competition. First of all, let us know what led up to it. Alafu tujue tuna anticipate nini from both, the gents and the ladies.
All right, so maybe I could give you a brief introduction of how the rankings go. Like, we start with the sub-county competitions, then we go to the county or regionals, then from there we proceed to nationals, then after there now we get the team which now represents Kenya to East Africa competitions. Now it's like ni jambo la kushangaza. We never participated in sub-county competitions. We went for the first Africa Rover Mots that Gesicho had mentioned earlier. So we only went to the regionals competitions. And for my team, no one has ever participated in rovering competitions. So we were like amateurs. It was our first time. So for the females, we were first runners up. Then the gents were the winners for the males category. Right. Then from there we managed to proceed to the nationals. Now for the nationals, we were kind of tensed because we came to realize only number one proceeds to East Africa competitions. Okay. So for the ladies, we had around 20 or 24. Around 20 teams, approximately.
Oh, teams?
Yeah. Okay. Like competing against 19 female teams. So it was kind of hard for us to believe we could manage to be the winners. And bearing in mind that the team that won the nationals, the previous competitions, were present with us. Okay. The first runners-up were still with us. So we were like, okay, you could give us a top 5, Isha Enda. And then again, the person who was kind of now Anatoja, the winners, they only do number 3, position 3, 2, 1. So when we didn't, for the regionals, when we never had, maybe for the gents, because for the regionals, the female teams were only 2. So we could definitely proceed to nationals. But for the gents, there were almost 7 teams. So we were tensed up because if they fail to be mentioned position 3, 2, they can still fail to be position 1. But now for the nationals, we were like, okay, position 3, no No.
Two
We
now.
are happy because we want to be one. But again, we are tensed because we could be 10, 15 around there.
Yeah, okay.
So 3 is mentioned, we are not there. 2 is mentioned, we are not there. Sasa ni kukaza. Hey. And the winners. I always like remember inaringingi kwa akili yangu hadi wa leo. I do feel like tunafaa tuirudishe. When they said now it was us, let me tell you, people screamed. Beshte yangu alipoteza sauti.
It was an exciting moment.
I tell you. Yeah, and considering that since 2019 we never competed, and we never competed in rovering. It was our first time, but we really tried our level best.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
That's a very great feat to achieve right there.
Yeah,
Right.
sure.
So you're going to Dar?
Yeah, we're going to Tanzania. We really don't know the specific location where the competitions will be held, but we're really preparing adequately. So basically what happens, they measure on projects and bases and inspections, both morning and evening. So now they really need to see creativity and innovation when you're presenting the projects, teamwork, you know, what else, leadership and all that. So yeah, so we're really working on that to see how it goes.
Right.
But then I heard that Kenya has never managed to win in the East Africa competitions.
Okay.
So maybe
This is another moment
we
ya
are really
kukaza.
working on that. We are
Kukaza ni
really working on
continuous.
that.
Right.
Yeah, we'd like to be the first team to win for Team Kenya in the East Africa competitions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before I get from Gesicho, tunaenda kwako tusikie how the males are preparing themselves and how it was, you know, in these competitions. Ojwang amerudi, amesema hawa wangepiga drills zao 3 mwenda wazimu hapo, alafu tujue kama wana deserve to represent Kenya. Or no, tena wanataka ku audition, wajue kama mko ready. Please tell them you're ready and how prepared you are.
By the time the Kenya Scouts Association has auditioned us and chose us to be the representative of Kenya in the East Africa, trust me, we are ready.
Yeah.
See, team si mchezo.
So ready.
Team si mchezo.
So you guys are ready and set.
Yeah, we are ready. Okay. I remember a friend of mine, after winning the nationals, I did post on my status we did it. So when I posted that, this is the first question he asked me. His name is actually Charles Miano. The first question he asked me, "Wa mnaenda kushindana ku raise flag?"
Oh yeah, right. What are the metrics za hiyo competition?
I was like, is even a flag raising ceremony a competition?
It can't be.
Okay, so basically, the competition is a platform to evaluate one's understanding of the scouting skills and how to apply them onto the real world problems. We are given problems from the real world challenges where we have to provide solutions as scouting. Let me give you an example. One of the projects we were asked during the national competition was, you are in a community activity, let's say a cleanup, and you have people, disabled people amongst you. How will you help them to also take part in the community activity? Remember, this is a scouting skill question. So you have to apply your scouting skill to make gadgets and also help them in the community.
I see.
So it's also how to apply the knowledge you've learned into the solution. So let's say we are awarded according to the solution, the applicability of the solution
that you're providing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not all about
raising the flag.
Raising the flag.
Okay.
Or drills. Okay, drills is also a part in the, but it's a small part.
Okay.
When it comes to rovers, we are past the drilling part, but it's also as an essential training part.
Right.
But also the major point is how we use the knowledge we have acquired since the Sungura stage to the Momba stage. Now the rovering part is applying it to the world.
scouts.
I see. Right. Mwesikia ujong Mariam hapo. There's a lot that involves scouts. Drill ukitaka end of skize YouTube. Tapata drill mingi sana. In the meantime, we are here in the spirit of service and education, and the Kenyatta University Panthera Scouts Troop has undeniably shown us their commitment to this kind of spirit of service and dedication. This remarkable journey is helping them gear up for representing Kenya in an international stage, and we are here to remind ourselves through them of the spirit of teamwork, dedication, and the invaluable lessons that they've learned throughout scouting. Thank you guys for creating time here. I'm going to give you a chance to say your last remarks, and then, you know, anything else that I might have left, this is going to be your floor to do it. I'll start with the lady.
All right, thank you. So first, I feel like I left something. So we made history. It was the first time to have like one crew winning for both teams, gents and female. And again, I must congratulate my ladies. They were the number one for the overall teams. Out of 54 teams, they managed to be the winners. So otherwise, I'd say those who are not scouts, again, wewe ni nani na unafanya nini kwa hii maisha. Yeah, so otherwise, once a scout, always a scout. So I'm so happy to be a rover. And again, so thank you for hosting us.
You're welcome.
Okay, and for the boys, I forgot to mention how the boys worked during the competition.
Oh, yeah.
The boys, let's say we had a lot of challenges, but this time I loved how my boys worked through everything. It was not really easy. It wasn't easy, especially when it comes to finances and handling the competition, whatever comes with it. We were really low. But when it came to the ground and we had to do this, those people can do work. So as a troop, okay, there's a Panthera troop, and below it there are the two sections, males and females. The Kiwi is for the male, the Kanga is for the ladies. Now, it is the first time in the competition one troop, as both crews have taken position one. It was a history. It was a landmark.
That's quite historical.
It was a
university beat everyone else.
Everybody. I remember Grandpa after winning the nationals, Grandpa came and said,
you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Grandpa said, there's the Rovers section, then there's the Panthera section.
All right. So this is an elite squad.
This is an elite. This is the Green Berets.
Okay. Right. That's nice, and congratulations, by the way. It is not a small feat to achieve there, and thank you guys for creating time and showing up at Biashara Tuesday. One of those skills, I'm guessing, ni kufunga tie. Is that?
It's a knot.
It's a knot. What is the fastest way as a tie this knot? Is there?
There's always many ways of tying a knot. That's everybody has his own likeness or how you can adapt to it. But knots and lashes are one of the key concepts of surviving in a camping, you see, in an outdoor activity. So you have to learn how to use a rope and how to use it correctly. Especially, let's say, for example, in a first aid occasion, you can't use a rope wrongly, because one slight mistake and that's the end of that life.
Okay. Thank you very much, Gesicho and Faith, for creating time for me this morning. I'll come back to you pale nyuma ya tent uniambie venye nitaweza kufunga hii tie in the fastest way possible. I'm always faulted here once in a while, but this has been a great conversation with the Kenyatta University Scouts Troop, the Panthera Rover crew. Very exciting. I've had fun. I'm going to take a break, take a sip of water. I am coming back with another student of Kenyatta University, and now they're looking up to the students actually. So we're going to take a look at the space. Tumejaribu kutafuta solutions huku chini, tabiri tuangalie juu, maybe msaada wetu unatoka huko nje. So they are in the Kenyatta University Association of students who are taking a look at matters of space. So how exactly are they doing that? What kind of projects have they been up to? And how important is what they're doing to us? Because that's what we are up to here on Biashara Tuesday. Engage with me on social media at Richard_Okenye. I will be right back.
repossessing your property, intellectual or material.
This and more only on Law Matters.
Baada ya kutafuta kazi, tunaweza kuanzisha miradi yetu ambayo ingetusaidia kubadilisha maisha ya wazazi wetu.
Kwa vijana wenzangu, wengi walio wana kazi, lakini ikiwa sisi wenyewe tutajiamini, tunaweza kujiajiri wenyewe.
Afrika kwa kweli tuna mahitaji ambayo ukiyasuluhisha unaweza kuathiri watu kwenye bara hili
bila uoga. Watu huwa na uzalishaji zaidi, wanajawa na ujasiri, wanakuwa wabunifu na wanakuwa wenye maarifa.
Niliamua kuacha kazi, hata kama sitafanikiwa, nitakuwa nimejaribu, nitakuwa najua haiwezekani.
Hakuna kitu cha ajabu hapa. Kila anayepata ufanisi hufanya kazi usiku na mchana.
Kitu kitakusukuma na kuwezesha kupata maarifa ambayo hukuwa nayo.
Tunajaribu kutengeneza kitu kitakachopita mipaka ya nchi hii.
Ikiwa unataka kubadilisha ulimwengu, anza na nyumbani.
Welcome to Children's Corner. Welcome to
Children's Corner.
Children's Corner.
Maelfu na maelfu ya wahamiaji wakiwa na watoto kutoka nchi za Amerika ya Kati wanaendelea kuwasili kwenye mpaka kati ya Marekani na Mexico.
But folks, I'm going. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Ni habari kutoka pembe zote duniani.
Pepopa si vuguvugu. Pepopa ni idea.
Sazidi ananyonya, hanyonyi vizuri, anakuwa hayuko comfortable.
Jeshi la Jamhuri ya Kidemokrasia ya Kongo linapambana na waasi wa ADF.
Kwa sasa wanatoa wito kwa mashirika, makampuni na vile vituo vya uchukuzi.
Mambo mengi yatakwenda kama yalivyopangwa.
Hapa ni kuna mmoja wa viongozi wa chama cha wavuvi katika eneo hili.
Zaidi tunajaribu kuwapa chanjo ili ina boost ama inanyanyua kinga ya mwili, ndio inaenda kupelekea kupambana na virusi.
Ni duniani leo, Jumatatu mpaka Ijumaa, moja kwa moja kutoka VOA Swahili, Washington DC.
Exciting adventures across the African continent.
See breathtaking wildlife, stunning landscapes,
and out of this world technologies.
Meet incredible scientists
and learn fantastic facts.
Explore, discover, be amazed.
Be part of the next generation of African change makers.
Be a part of ENGEN, Africa's #1 science discovery program.
Yay! We're learning every day.
Mtazamaji popote ulipo, unapokuwa ukitazama Safina Show
inang'oananga sasa hivi. Ungana nami Albanas Mwania, nahodha wa Safina Show, nikutoe ng'ambo ya pili hadi ufuoni. Safina Show, sauti ya matumaini.
Focus on Health is a show that creates awareness on matters health and informs you on various diseases, their causes, treatment, prevention, coping, and support. So join me, Barry Michelle, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. only on KUTV. You can also follow us on our social media platforms at KUTV Focus on Health on Facebook and also on YouTube, and Health Focus on Instagram, because your health is your wealth. Stay safe and stay healthy.
Okay, so back in high school, I wanted to become an astronomer. Do not confuse me with an astrologer or an aeronautical engineer, aerospace engineer. There's a lot of professions when it comes to looking out of space and finding solutions. So when I wanted to become an astronomer, I wanted to study the mysteries of space. I didn't know really what the impact would be. I wish I had pursued that path, but since I didn't, I have people who sort of fell into that field, or the apple that fell around that kind of tree. I have here Elizabeth Musau, who's a second year student at Kenyatta University. She's pursuing Bachelor of Science in Aerospace Engineering. I also have with me Brian Vuyeya, who's a fourth year student, also pursuing aerospace engineering. They're members of the Kenyatta University Aerospace Students Association, which is KUASA, and they're here to let us know what kind of projects they've been involved in. Na just like Elon Musk is saying we should be looking out of space, tuende tujaribu kuishi Mars na all the other planets. Is that possible? Could that be our refuge na hizi mashida, high cost of living? Naweza ingia pale Venus na maybe bei ya unga huko ni a bit affordable. But also we're taking a look at satellite technology and how it's going to address the issues we are facing as a republic, but also on a global scale. Before I preempt that conversation, let me welcome my guest here on the show. Excited to have you guys here to have a discussion on a topic I never thought would occur to us on Biashara Tuesday. Vile mmesikia hapo, I wanted to become an astronomer, and you let me know of the differences, but first, just do justice to your own introduction. I'll start with the lady.
My name is Elizabeth Musau. I'm in second year at Kenyatta University taking Bachelor of Science in Aerospace Engineering. I'm a member and official of the Kenyatta University Aerospace Students Association. Thank you.
All right, Brian?
Yeah, my name is Brian Vuyeya. I'm also an aerospace engineering student, fourth year, and this is a field that I'm really passionate about, and we are here to just talk about it.
All right, it's Vuyeya.
Yes.
All right, Vuyeya, interesting name. I like it. Some of us tunaitwa majina za kawaida like Richard. Okenye. But welcome to the show, guys. Difference from astronomer to astrologer. I think astrologers ni wale wa science, si ndio? Zodiacs, stars na vitu kama hizo. Astronomer and aerospace and aeronautical. If we can just focus maybe on those three, what is the difference between this? I'll start with you, and then we can hear from her about aerospace.
Yeah, so there is astrologer, astronomer, and then there's the aerospace practitioner.
Okay.
So the difference between these three is that for an astrologer, it's just the way you've said it. An astrologer deals with the alchemy of the stars and stuff. Then an astronomer now deals with the celestial bodies and the physics that is involved with the stars and the galaxies and stuff. But right here, when we talk about an aerospace engineer or an aerospace expert, we're talking about someone who deals with aircrafts, spacecrafts, like rockets, satellites, how they work, repairing them, and how they help humanity in everyday life.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's an aerospace engineer.
Yeah, that's an aerospace engineer.
Aeronautical engineer, is that also around there?
Yeah, I would say that aerospace encompasses aeronautics.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's basically our bigger umbrella of aeronautics and astronautics. Aeronautics, anything within our atmosphere, the aircraft, the aeroplanes, the helicopters, drones, etc. And then now for aerospace, the astronautics part deals with the spacecraft, the satellites. So now that's aerospace, encompassing all of them. Aeronautics, just things within our atmosphere.
All right. Both of you guys are members of the Kenyatta University Aerospace Students Association. Let's hear from you first. What is this association all about? And why do the Kenyatta University students who are studying aerospace need this kind of association?
Yeah, so, well, the inception of the association was primarily made for aerospace students. However, with time, we've realized that we very much need expertise from other courses, from guys doing geology, guys doing electrical engineering, guys doing biosystems, because of the nature of things we handle. I mean, let me give an example of satellites. We'll do geomapping. We need expertise that we do not necessarily have. So for that reason, our association is broad. It welcomes people from literally any course, provided that you have your interest there. Our main goal, or the main goal for the association being created, was first of all to give the students a platform to grow out of class, out of the usual theory lectures and the lab sessions, something more spiked up, something more involving, something that can connect them with the industry.
All right. Okay, let me get to Brian now. When earlier I was saying I had an interest in astronomy, my reason for not pursuing this genuinely was because I feared there's no job opportunity or economic profit that I will gain at the end of my career path. Is that true? Let's just address the elephant in the room right there. People who are watching this show are always looking out for opportunities or for career paths. So, kuna pesa huko or watu watajisumbua sana ku try and pursue it?
Okay, astronomy or aerospace?
The whole field, right? The whole field now, because I guess astronomy still falls right there within. So this whole field of taking a look at spacecraft, rockets, is there in Kenya specifically? Because people are afraid that, unajua sisi ni agriculture based and other industries, mambo ya space not so much. Are there opportunities in that kind of field?
Well, when it comes to opportunities, and when we look at what has been happening in the country presently, or maybe in the past few years, we have been seeing an increase in the interest of most organizations taking that path towards aerospace. Of late, we had a satellite being launched into space through Kenya Space Agency. So there is a whole lot of industry based on aerospace that is coming up. And this industry, what it has realized is that as a country, we also need to venture into space, be it through satellites, be it through just kind of ensuring that we are making the best out of space. So when it comes to opportunities for those people who are taking this course or might want to take this course, I'd say that the opportunities are there. In fact, the future is very bright, because Taifa 1, that is the name of the satellite which was launched into space, was just one of those projects that we think is going to take up shape. So the future will see more of such projects coming in, and also so the future will see more of such projects coming in, and also just looking at the problems we have in the country right now. Like the government is like, okay, this means that we can certainly use aerospace to solve some of these problems. We have climate change, and aerospace can really help in that, because satellites in their own nature, they provide data that kind of gives information on how the climate has been destroyed and everything. We also have imagery being provided of those very remote places, maybe in Kenya, where we have insecurity and stuff. So aerospace comes in, and through this, the government actually is like, yeah, these people actually can have a place where they can use their skills.
Right. Yeah. Speaking of what has been happening in the past few years, there was a nano satellite which was launched through, or you can give me, the correct information, in collaboration with Kenyatta University students. I think it was the KU Cube. We did have here a conversation with one of the gentlemen who were involved in it back last year in 2022. Were you part of it? And how does that, also signify that journey towards getting solutions through study of, aerospace engineering?
Well, I was not part of the project, but I was definitely following closely, because it was launched at a time when I was actually 50-50 about my course. I knew very little, and seeing something like that, I was like, okay, prospects. Yeah, but it was a partnership between several universities, Kenyatta University, UON, JKUAT, and TUK. It was a project sponsored by KSL. So in hindsight, our government, to help the students use the skills to help the economy. Because you see, as you said, our country is focused on other things, but really we are part of those things. Let me give an example of agriculture, which is the backbone of our country, you know. We need satellites to map our weather. For example, the pests that they did as massive loss last year, to map how they are moving and mitigate the losses they bring. So we are basically integrated. That's why there are opportunities in aerospace in as much as there are in other fields. And I think that our project was one of the many milestones that we are going to witness in this field.
Right. While we are still on that subject of launching things to outer space, are there any other projects, or are there any other of these satellites or drones or anything related to aerospace that we can look forward to from KUASA?
Definitely. Oh, there is a lot to unpack. In the last year, we've been working on our drone project. 100% handled by our students from scratch. The designing, the fabrication, the prototype, everything 100% handled by the students. The essence, it's a carbon mapper drawing. Its main focus is to mitigate the negative causes of climate change by observing the community activities that contribute to global warming. And we are hoping to do more on the project this coming year. And there is more. We have a partnership with Bristol University from the UK, also meant to work on another drone project focusing on wildlife maintenance and conservation. I mean, I feel when we think of tourism in Kenya, I think that is the number one tourist attraction. We want to keep our wildlife protected in every way possible, and that's why we're chipping in. We also have a project on satellites, a nano satellite, 100% KU. This one, not really a wild collaboration like the previous one. We want to do something specific to us.
All right. That's what Kenyatta University is all about, you know, being the best, as we saw from the guys who came off set, the scouts. The best have to come from Kenyatta University, and we have to get also the best of these satellites. You have an interest in physics and science, which will be very appropriate for you and relevant in your field of study. But for someone who doesn't have a technical background like you do, or who isn't a fan of physics and math, is it possible for them to enjoy the activities of the Kenyatta University Aerospace Students Association?
Yes, definitely. It is very possible for them to enjoy the activities we have there, because at KUASA we believe you don't just have to be that technical person to be part of us. For example, we have a partnership with Leo Sky Africa. It's a space startup company, and what they do is that they create awareness around the country regarding space and stuff. And what they have is that they have telescopes. So sometimes they host events where members just come at KICC, at the helipad at KICC, and then they observe stars, they observe the moon. So such activities actually is what can make such a person really enjoy KUASA.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I don't need, could I join without a background in aerospace engineering? Or if I'm a student in Kenyatta University, I study BA English Literature, am I allowed to become a member?
Yeah, definitely you are allowed to become a member. Just speak the aerospace agenda and just love what we're doing. You are allowed to become a member, yeah.
Please, at this point, let us know for guys who want to join, what kind of steps they should take.
Well, we have an enrollment team that normally takes in new joinees, if I may call them. So there is a certain fee that is normally paid before you join. And after you've paid a fee, you are given a membership number. So all through your time, you'll have this membership number as a member of KUASA, and pretty much that's it. Yeah.
All right, so that's as easy as ABC. If you're in Kenyatta University,
exactly.
just find them, and they'll be able. It's not rocket science. I have found the perfect moment to use that statement. It's not rocket science to join them, but you will also get to study a bit of rocket science. You have a very great passion with cybersecurity. This is why I bring in Elon Musk. Yeah. So recently, we've seen the launch of what is he calling it? The recent Starlink, right? So Starlink is available in Kenya, and this is providing internet to remote parts of the republic. So kama uko huko Kipteget na hawezi afford hakuna fiber huko na unataka high speed internet, get yourself a Starlink equipment, alafu you pay 6,000 bob every single month for whatever long you want to access that kind of internet. What does this say to you as someone who has an interest in cybersecurity, alafu pia aerospace engineering, when you see such kind of projects being realized at this point in time? What do you feel about it, and how do you think you're going to bring insights into KUASA?
First, if I may just share, my interest in cybersecurity was majorly sparked last year. I came to realize as a country, we are really digitalizing everything. And I feel like it's a call for us to equally invest in security. In as much as we're investing in digital technology, we need to look at that aspect. I mean, it's just the other day, we've witnessed some... what can I say? It was an attempted attack, I would call it. And in as much as there may not have been realized a lot of damage, it was a call for awakening. It was an awakening call. We need to be on the lookout. We need to put in more vigilant measures than we've ever had before. And we need to invest in the personnel and in the equipment. That having been said, particularly for my course, I'm just thinking there is a lot of data that is relayed from the satellites to us. And there is so much that could go wrong if data falls in the wrong hands. So much. And I just felt like I want to learn more about cybersecurity and how I can integrate it into aerospace and the things we do, and just hopefully prevent attacks in future. You know, if possible, 100%, make everything safe, make the cyberspace safe for everyone and for companies to use.
All right, Brian, you are the project coordinator, if I have it correct. Yes. What kind of activities can people look forward to once they join your association?
Well, first of all, I'll start by explaining my role as the project coordinator.
Yeah, we have to make sure the JD is correct. We are not asking you the wrong person's job. Yeah.
Okay. So right there, just as the word says, coordination. Looking at what students have in terms of technical projects. You know, we came to find out that students around the campus, or just students generally, have very good solutions to problems we have. So these solutions, the only way for these solutions to be felt is by them putting it into what we normally call technical proposals or engineering proposals. And these proposals are what, if you take to a funding firm, or any reader can understand that this person is up to the task.
Okay.
So what I do is that I ensure that actually the students know how they come up with these proposals. Well, when now answering your question, when someone joins KUASA right now, the activities that they can look up to are the ones that we have. For example, we are also looking forward to have our own podcast hosts, hostings under KUASA. We're also looking forward to just kind of ensure that the projects that she has already mentioned, some of these projects that we are doing, everyone, no matter whether you have a technical background or not, you can just be part of it, maybe by coming with policies and just, or rather research. So you find that actually these activities put together brings about something good for anyone who wants to join.
All right, so it's not all about aerospace. There's a lot of other. There's a lot of other stuff that's happening there. There's a workshop that's coming in, and this is going to happen on the 22nd of September at the BSSC here in Kenyatta University, the Business Students and Service Center, which is BSSC within Kenyatta University. On the 22nd of September, the KUASA team will like to be putting up this workshop in partnership with Leo Sky Africa, which you already mentioned there, the space company based in Kenya. Let us know about what this event shall be consisting of, if you can start here.
It is going to be our inaugural workshop in accordance with the partnership with Leo Sky, where it's a path, I would say, to provide a direct linkage between the students and the industry. It's one of our many agendas as KUASA. We want to streamline everything for the students. We want to bring everything home to them, and that is just one of the many steps you start in. And it's a series. It's going to be a series, and this is our inaugural workshop.
Okay.
And we are hoping that it's going to attract as, like variables. We don't want to be all aerospace. We don't want to be all aerospace. You come there, you are interested. We do not care your background, man. You have the slightest interest. Maybe that's where the spark begins. Maybe that's it's gonna be, become a fire. You never know. So you're welcome. You're all welcome. And there's so much more to look after, or rather to look for after the workshop.
All right. Any activities you'd like to mention on that day of workshop?
Yeah, that day we are also going to have the Engineering Board of Kenya around. We have invited them for the event. So it's important to have such a group with you there, because you understand that engineering is a very regulated field. So when we have boards like Engineering Board of Kenya and the Institution of Engineering of Kenya, actually they get to understand that whatever we're doing here is really up to the task. Because maybe when they're seated in their offices, they're wondering, what are Kenyatta University students doing?
Yeah.
So when you invite them and then they see a couple of activities, because the main theme of this workshop that is going to happen, it will be mostly satellites. So they look and see that actually we have something going on with satellites. We have done the research, we have the designs, and we know what this satellite is going to do. So when you have this conversation with them, together with the students and everyone who is available, actually that kind of creates that ability for us to actually understand that this is something that we can do.
Okay. I know we have the Kenya Space Agency in Kenya. We've seen the launch of Taifa. We've seen Kenyatta University, Aerospace Students Association. And I'm sure there's, here and there people are trying. But when you take a look at, when you take stock of where we are as compared to other nations in the world generally, we're just a flicker, right, in this space for us. If the first man landed on the moon in 1960, what was it? 1969, way back then, but the first man from Kenya hasn't yet. What would you say is the reason we are not there yet? Because for sure we are not there yet. We have spoken about very positive things, and I don't want to rub any of it off, but just on this very particular field of aerospace, why are we not there yet? Whether it's a personal opinion, whether it's a professional opinion, research, just let us know. Why do you think Kenya hasn't gotten there yet, and how do we get there?
Well, I'd say that for us to accomplish such a feat, because it's a feat, we need to have what it takes. Now, you come to the conversation of what does it take to get there? And you understand that it takes a lot. It takes a lot of engineering, it takes a lot of funds, and it takes a lot of just resilience and understanding how this process goes. So we always believe that first steps matter. We cannot just sit back and say, well, our people did not go to the moon or anywhere back in the 90s.
So we lost.
Yeah, we lost. No, it's about you kind of standing up for yourself and being like, actually, we are picking up skills that put men into the moon. So why don't we use these skills together with the skills that we have to also ensure that we become part of that space race?
Okay.
And I'm very happy because presently we are having now companies around the world, mostly funded by diaspora, maybe blacks in America or blacks in the UK. They've seen that need to actually have Africa also being part of that race. Because when we get there, when China gets there, when the US gets there, when the UK gets there, actually there will be these portions that people will want to identify as theirs. So Africa, you can't just sit there and be like, well, they have already taken it all.
Yeah. So
you really have to actually be part of what is happening. You cannot let yourself be let down.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's a positive message there. Well, we're not there yet. Do you have something for us, Elizabeth, on what we can do to get there?
Well, what I would love to say is we need to keep doing more of what we're doing right now, but then we need to do it faster.
Okay.
The steps are there, but there's a tendency to just take our sweet time when it comes to implementation. I mean, not to throw shade, but we've seen institutions during the launch of good stuff. We've seen good agendas, we've seen good manifestos, but at the end of the day, we look back and barely a quarter of that has been achieved. So I think we need to put in more work on the implementation, the execution, and less work on the planning, because if we plan all day and it's nighttime and we haven't done anything, then what are we accounting for? Yeah.
All right, that's great. I'm coming back to get one more thing from you guys, but a feedback here from Bernard Odhiambo, who's saying, Mr. Richard, I'm glad you're hosting brilliant students from aerospace. I would love to support such students by helping them leverage their applications for master's programs. I see brilliance. Thank you, Bernard Odhiambo. And he's also asking for the date of the event so he could attend, I'm guessing, to meet you guys. Please let us know again for Bernard Odhiambo, who's tuning in, when the date is and where and how we can come through, because it's not a part of Kenyatta University.
Okay, so the workshop will be on 22nd September this year, for clarity. It will be hosted here at Kenyatta University at our BSSC Center from 9 a.m. to noon. And as pertaining the officials, guests from outside that are not members of the Kenyatta University faculty, we are having a link that's circulating. I don't know how we're going to get that to people. We have a LinkedIn. We have a LinkedIn profile.
Yeah,
we're gonna put it there.
Yeah. What's the LinkedIn account?
It's just KUASA, Kenyatta University Aerospace Students Association. We have LinkedIn, we have Instagram, we have Twitter. We are going to send the link, the application link there, so that we have your details beforehand, so that you have a seamless entrance at the gate for security purposes.
Okay.
So that is for members of the non-university faculty. Yeah.
All right. The last word that I'm going to allow you guys to give is, a call out for students of Kenyatta University to join KUASA. But before that, I have one last thing, which is a bit personal, and you can engage me on this one. I introduced earlier the Elon Musk, right? And he's been insisting that we look out of this earth. Yeah, you're passionate with climate change, so I think this comes in really well. Climate change imeharibika hapa kwetu, so maybe uko nje. Climate imeharibika hapa, maybe climate iko mzuri uko nje. Should we find a way to settle out there, and start afresh? What do you guys think? Is that a good thing for humanity, or are we running away from home? Let me hear it from both of you.
Okay. Well, they say east or west, home is the best. In as much as we are really looking into venturing outside our planet, honestly speaking, I say we first give tender and care to our very planet, because we're going to be here for a while. We're going to be here and we want to make our stay here. We want to make our stay here amicable. So I would say do the little that you can. Honestly, don't be the one to litter. Don't be the one to live litter. Don't be the one to just use public transport. I know this thing is said a lot, to leave your cars at home and to board matatus, and people love comfort, and we understand that. But I think that if only we could just make the little tiny sacrifices and not, add to global warming, Earth would become a better place in a while, but we need to work together, because if I'm moving one step ahead and you're pulling me 2 steps behind, we'll make no progress at all. So yes, we want to go out, we want to venture into other planets, but let's take care of our planet first.
Yeah. Let's relax. Shiva me temper. Or are you disagreeing? Could we maybe be better off out there?
Well, for the purpose of human preservation, preserving our species, I think Elon Musk is just on the right track, because when you hear what he says, or rather the reports out there, is that at the moment we have like 2,500 nuclear warheads at the ready, and it only takes about 10 nuclear warheads to wipe the entire major cities out. So when you look at such a threat, and coming in of AI, this is a topic I did not want to speak about.
But you can't avoid it. AI is such a...
So if this thing becomes rogue, I'm not saying it becomes rogue because it's really helping. So if it becomes rogue and it's like, well, we need to destroy humanity, and these warheads are just deployed, we can lose humanity. But if we have a chance to set up home somewhere else, then our species can be preserved. So I think in the coming many years, we should just go out there.
Right, way long term though. In the meantime, we should be studying space and how it affects us here. As she said, we need to amicably coexist in the only planet that we know that is holding life so far. Thank you guys for creating time for us here. Just that last word again for encouraging university students at Kenyatta University to join your association, and maybe a word of encouragement as to why. If there's anything I've left, any shout out you'd like to give to KUASA members, this is a chance to do so.
Well, my fellow students, I'm sure you're watching. Well, we expect you to join KUASA for those who have not joined, because whatever we are doing there, we believe is a good thing. And when we bring together our efforts and our need to see change, then that change can be realized. We are always open to receive any one of you. So instead of just being like your day is not meaningful or anything, you can reach out to us, and we will be glad to integrate you as part of us. Thank you.
All right, Elizabeth, also invite them for the workshop at the same time.
Yeah, so as he said, everyone is welcome, absolutely everyone. In fact, including members of staff. You will be more surprised to what you can realize by working with our students. And as for the workshop, I don't think you want to miss out. I really don't think you want to miss out. There is amazing stuff planned for that day. And as I earlier said, it's our inaugural workshop in a series. It's called Aerovision series. It's going to be endless, and it's just pretty much the best thing to be part of something as it's beginning.
All right. That's one small step for Elizabeth and Brian, but a big leap for Biashara Tuesday. If you got that reference, please let me know. Thank you for coming through to the show, you guys. I see here Jessica Motho has also been tuning into the show, enjoying the conversation on aerospace engineering. Thank you, Jessie. I'm going to take this chance to go for a short break, take a cup of water. I've had such exciting conversations, so I'm going to take a breather and then come back to wind it up with Dennis Kimani, the Youth Green Society chairperson, is here for the newspaper review. What is happening in those headlines? What kind of developments? What is the reality like for our economy? Don't go too far. I'll be right back.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audio-visual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
This is my jam down. I said, man, I will never give up. Na hata nikisota the way. Show me something. Everybody wanna feel like me. You was like a river. Real thing, if I never mama, I wouldn't believe it.
Lola ni programu inayokupa fursa ya kutizama video zozote pindi tu unapokuwa na nafasi. Hadithi za kukupa motisha, drama, maisha ya vyuo vikuu, teknolojia, masuala ya jamii, kuzuru maeneo tofauti, spoti, burudani na zaidi. Pata programu ya Lola sasa kwenye rununu yako kwa yote unayohitaji.
Exciting adventures across the African continent.
See breathtaking wildlife, stunning landscapes,
and out of this world technologies.
Meet incredible scientists
and learn fantastic facts.
Explore, discover, be amazed.
Be part of the next generation of African change makers.
Be a part of ENGEN, Africa's #1 science discovery program. Yay!
We're learning every day.
Kipindi hewani ni mitindo ya kipwani. Kama ilivyo kipindi hiki kinahusu nyimbo za taarab, chakacha, midwara, midundiko, bila kusahau mapishi. Ambao ndio uti wa mgongo wa pwani ya Afrika Mashariki.
Jamani, swaibu zangu mliopo maskani, hatuonani wenzangu, najua mwanitamani.
Hapa KUTV, nahodha mwendesha chombo cha baharini, yani ua linalunukia na kuvutia waridi tamu.
Kaka mtazamaji, popote ulipo, unapokuwa ukitazama Safina Show,
inang'oa nanga sasa hivi. Ungana nami Albanas Mwania, nahodha wa Safina Show, nikutoe ng'ambo ya pili hadi ufuoni. Safina Show, sauti ya matumaini.
Focus on Health is a show that creates awareness on matters health and informs you on various diseases, their causes, treatment, prevention, coping, and support. So join me, Bwari Michelle, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. only on KUTV. You can also follow us on our social media platforms at KUTV Focus on Health on Facebook and also on YouTube, and Health Focus on Instagram, because your health is your wealth. Stay safe and stay healthy.
Badala ya kutafuta kazi, tunaweza kuanzisha miradi yetu ambayo ingetusaidia kubadilisha maisha ya wazazi wetu.
Kwa vijana wenzangu, wengi hawana kazi, lakini ikiwa sisi wenyewe tutajiamini, tunaweza kujiajiri wenyewe.
Afrika kwa kweli tuna mahitaji ambayo ukiyasuluhisha unaweza kuathiri watu kwenye bara hili
bila uoga. Watu huwa na uzalishaji zaidi, wanajawa na ujasiri, wanakuwa wabunifu na wanakuwa wenye maarifa.
Niliamua kuacha kazi, hata kama sitafanikiwa, nitakuwa nimejaribu, nitakuwa najua haiwezekani.
Hakuna kitu cha ajabu hapa. Kila anayepata ufanisi hufanya kazi usiku na mchana.
Kitu kitakusukuma na kuwezesha kupata maarifa ambayo hukuwa nayo.
Tunajaribu kutengeneza kitu kitakachopita mipaka ya nchi hii.
Ikiwa unataka kubadilisha ulimwengu, anza na nyumbani.
Focus on Health is a show that creates awareness on matters health and informs you on various diseases, their causes, treatment, prevention, coping, and support. So join me, Bwari Michelle, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. only on KUTV. You can also follow us on our social media platforms at KUTV Focus on Health on Facebook and also on YouTube, and Health Focus on Instagram, because your health is your wealth. Stay safe and stay healthy.
I'm your host, Esther Becky.
And my name is DJ Terror.
We start you off with a word of prayer and get you started with a live transformational worship experience. And have our minds renewed by the word of God on the word segment.
And not forgetting new music za hii wiki, yani ndakuwa bado nawapatia pale wasanii wamekuwa kiwakali. So make sure manzo tune in, because zitakuwa zina flow pia pale mixes kwa wingi, yani zitakuwa zina come through, and pia performance yani from our gospel artist hapa on Gospel Art
from 7 to
10 a.m. only on KUTV.
here with the Youth Green Society chairperson. Dennis Kimani back again on the newspaper review. We have the Daily Nation, the Standard, and the Business Daily. We're taking a look at the hard-hitting headlines, the most important stories of the day, and some in business, some in politics. They know meniambia NSSF pia kidogo.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Okay, so we are going to have a look at all of them. We have very intense stories here this morning. From education, there's a lot happening, from CBC to universities to teachers' pay. There's politics with William Ruto and the West, and William Ruto and Raila Odinga and the ambassador to Kenya, Megan Whitman, and the bipartisan talks as well. There's a lot to speak about there. And then also other issues which I highlighted here in terms of trade. Kenya and Indonesia, that low-cost cooking oil will also feature in this conversation. Grab yourself a copy and then follow along with us. But first, a story of concern for Deno here. Umeniambia watu tunatafuta pesa Kenya, lakini kuna watu hawaendei pesa.
Yes.
Right.
Good morning, everyone, all the viewers of Kenyatta University Television. I'm always pleasured and humbled to be at Kenyatta University. Keep viewing.
Right.
Yes.
Kaa hapa na sisi.
Yes.
Retirees wanasema nini hapo?
It is too bad to see that people are going for retirement, but they are leaving their monies hanging, being transferred back to the recovery agencies. On page 14, we are seeing that a lot of people, almost 166 million beneficiaries of NSSF, they have not gone for their pension. This is due to...
What's the number?
166 million.
What? Okay. 166 million retirees.
Yes. No, not retirees. Money that
money that's supposed to go to retirees.
Yes.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. This is due to, you are seeing people are dying without telling their beneficiaries, we have this asset here, we have that asset here. So this morning we are appealing to parents and the elder people of this nation, please direct your funds to the beneficiaries on time.
Wanaogopa wakikwambia, mzee anaogopa akikwambia kuna asset mahali utaacha kufanya kazi. That's kind of
blessing. It's a blessing.
Yeah? It's a blessing.
Yes.
So if I have a trust fund out there, mom, please let me know. That's what's happening here. Business Daily, NSSF, an excess of 166 million, which remains unclaimed from these pensioners. Read on page 14 of the Business Daily. That's the story Deno just highlighted for us there. The Business Daily, also at the front there, Deno has us this story on Hustler Fund ambayo bado ni default. Yeah? So ile ingine ni default, watu hawajachukua pesa. Lakini hii ni Hustler Fund default, serikali haijaweza kuchukua pesa ambayo now hits 3 billion in 9 months, 29% of a 10 billion loan book deemed portfolio at risk. So 29% of that, I think that's where 3 billion comes in. This is portfolio at risk. President William Ruto was kind of excited, actually very excited, on the launch of this Hustler Fund for the first round and also now the second round. 3 billion. We saw this also happening with Fuliza, around 22 million Kenyans, or was it, who had accessed Fuliza.
Around there, already they had taken as fast as the 500 shillings.
Right, and there was a defaulting. This offering of loan facilities to as a means of financial empowerment has been a very hot topic, right? Tukianza na mambo ya Tala, digital lending apps, coming to the government itself with all this, and now we have Hustler Fund. Is there going to be a realization of financial empowerment through loan facilities, Deno, ama tuachane tu nazo?
Thank you, Richard, for the question. Hustler Fund came at the right time, but I think it was a good plan, but bad execution, because already we were in Fuliza that is doing more better than the Hustler Fund, because at Fuliza you can pay up 100 shillings and take up the 100 shillings at the same time. So when you compare the two, the competition is not the same, because Hustler you have to repay all your money so that you can reborrow again. But there was a little bit of flexibility with Fuliza, because you can still pay up and get some money that you have paid, so you don't have to pay all of it. Either way, Kenyans, after the election of the President of the Republic of Kenya, they were so happy that the hustler has come. And now there was like a thank you message to every Kenyan. That's why you can see a lot of them have not repaid the loans or even the. But now you can see after the Chama, you know, the Hustler Fund went into phases. It was there first the personal, then there was the group, and now there is the Chama. We are still seeing people running to this and taking these loans. So what I can say is it is not a bad thing as you can.
Okay.
Yes,
it's not necessarily
bad.
Something bad.
Yes.
But only that there needs to be a way to make it effective, and probably that kind of evolution does show that. There's no debt shaming also with Hustler Fund. Kama ile yenye ulikuwa unasikia anko yako amepigiwa anaambia deno arudishe do. However, there's that possibility. Implication is that you might be denied access to some state services, yeah? So inaweza fika mahali you want to get a passport, you want to get a national ID, but unaambiwa ile fuliza yako bado. I mean, Hustler Fund, ama it's the government fuliza, but ile Hustler Fund yako bado hujalipa. So that kind of implication is something that you'll take a note of if you're a part of this many people who are here so far reported to have been non-performing. 3 billion Kenyan shillings is the amount of money in 9 months ambayo ni non-performing.
Na ya chama business inasema Business Daily inasema ni chama snap shillings 119 million from Hustler Fund 6 weeks into launch.
Right.
So watu wa chama walichukua 119 million already.
119 million from Hustler Fund.
Yes, for
let's
chamas.
Let's see if what a default or hit a letter economic empowerment. Does this though doesn't this though point out that the president is still on his bottom up approach? Ama bado hapo utakata?
Mimi nilishakubali the bottom up approach is coming through, but what we are fighting are these policies that are not working for Kenyans. One of the policies is the education reforms. You know, for education, that is the key to success. So for Apple for education, Apple there was something Apple like alianguka tuote because now we are leaving a lot of things for the parents. The education system a lot. Ukiangalia this gazette from page almost.
That's the Daily Nation?
Daily Nation.
Right.
From page 1 to page almost 7, it is all about education.
Yeah.
You see, from teachers' taxes, teachers pay, how to be paid, from KICD, curriculum development. You see, there's a lot of, and I think this is because we cannot throw all the stones to William Ruto because the previous government came up with the CBC. So it is a transition from.
He was part of the government. Let's not forget.
But
that.
He was sidelined. He was voted on the masses of being sidelined.
Oh well, whatever happened in those boardrooms, who knows? Who knows, right? But yes, as you were saying, we can't throw all the, we can't blame it all on William Ruto. CBC began back then. Now there's a presidential task force to try and see what kind of recommendations can be done. But it's in crisis, and you're saying that. The bottom up should also look at education, not just economy.
I think education is the key because the only place that you can save you cannot you cannot satisfy my what I want, but my needs can be satisfied by me myself getting a good job. And the only way to get a good job is to go to Kenyatta University, do a good degree, go to the job market and get employed. To ease that way, I think education should be as low as possible.
Right.
Yes.
The greatest equalizer is education, and
that's why we wear a uniform anyway.
Yeah. So that we can all be on the same level. Let's get into education because you've brought it up. On the Daily Nation there at the front, you will get a story on teachers' pay. There's a storm here as teachers' pay talks begin. Tulianza na NSSF, kuna retirees wamekataa kuchukua pesa. Hapa, teachers have refused the latest pay rise which was proposed by the SRC. So union leaders who are meeting the Teachers Service Commission officials today will reopen salary increment negotiations that, however, start in acrimony after the representatives of tutors rejected a pay rise proposed by the Salaries and Remunerations Commission, insisting on much higher perks that reflect the rising living cost. So the Secretary General there, you can see him on the front, General Akelo Misori, insists on a 30 to 70% pay rise, and they are rejecting what was initially 7 to 10%. So wanataka 30 to 70%. Implementation of career progression guidelines enhanced medical benefits, especially on maternity, pension, and the review of stipends for intern teachers. In KUPPET. NAT, on the other side, you can see on the right side there is Secretary General Collins Oyu, who wants the lowest paid teacher to secure the highest percentage pay rise. SRC, however, had proposed a 7 to 10% rise, opposed to the demotion of primary school heads without degrees, as has been proposed by the Presidential Task Force. And we're going to look at also the Presidential Task Force and what it's saying about CBC on the pay rise and also on the demotion of primary school teachers. But taking a look at these demands, Deno, is it so hard to deliver? Pay rise, career guidelines, medical benefits, and pension?
Since I was in high school, when I could understand the remunerations, there was this teacher CBA. The collective bargaining of teachers has always been here and there. No one wants to be willing to help these teachers. I think teachers teach doctors, teachers teach engineers. Why are teachers so much unfortunate? Ama wana reduce a lot of salary. It takes a teacher almost 20 years to be promoted or even pay rise to go up. But now we, like on these reforms, I'm listening to Sosion, the previous Secretary General to this NAT. He was turning teachers he was turning parents back to the teachers because he's now saying CBC has come, the financial model is here. Now all we got is you as a parent take care of your child. We teach him a quarter, 75% is yours. So I think everything is, teachers are tired. Now they want to, and now there's the technological advancement. It's not about school 100%. Now it's about what you do at home. More of schooling at home. And I think from the finances, from the model, it is surely that parents now are turning to teachers, even with the CBC.
And the teachers are also refusing this 10% increment, rightfully so. If you get to read on page 6 and page 7 of the Daily Nation, if you're watching us right now, here is a statement, and it says that if all these statutory deductions are implemented on a teacher's payslip, which is the recommendation 10%, it doesn't even make sense. It's not even 500 shillings increment.
Imagine.
They also want promotions because many teachers have stagnated, especially diploma teachers who have remained at that level. Even after they get degrees, TSC does not give them an increment. Just the other day, during this weekend, we saw Ezekiel Mashogu over in the areas of Nyanza and Kisii. And there was a very unfortunate incident. It was celebrated on social media, but teachers were rushing to the front. These are graduates, education graduates who are poised to become teachers but haven't secured any jobs. So they went there, some of them kneeling and
I saw
begging.
That. Someone is kneeling to be promoted or even to be selected in the NAT.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a kind of unfortunate situation that is there between TSC and the SRC. Given that politicians were getting their own pay rise. President William Ruto refused his, but still was awarded a pay rise by SRC. Kutakuwa na kuelewana hapa between TSC, between NAT, KUPPET na TSC na SRC, ama tunarudi kwa mgomo, yeah? We're getting to September, shule zinafunguliwa.
Yes. But what I can say is that the non-monetary, the retirement benefit for teachers should be higher. Because these teachers take a lot of time. Imagine you're in a classroom of 40, 50 people. Like you come out of hadi saa zingine boarding school, there's remedios bado uko duty as in, kama niliona juzi kwa gazeti, they were saying even house helps, siku hizi people want house helps with a degree, but your MCA is a birth certificate
tu na iko
sawa. But house help tunataka degree. What is not going right. You see, kuna mahali tuafinyilia. The political side imejipenda sana, forget even the people who help the community, hao ndio wanaumia, because teachers are better in shaping the behavior, even the careers of students and youths in the society. What does politician do? Most of the politicians are throwing things that even you don't want to listen to hear from. You don't want your child to hear. Yes.
Right. Okay. So that's what is happening there, and the talks we are going to be today. Read more on page 6 and page 7.
Just to finish up on that, page 2 of the Daily Nation. University fund scam. Puzzle of student paying for education loans they never received.
There's another scam?
Yes.
Where is that?
Top in counties.
Right, top in counties here.
Yes.
Taita Taveta, an unknown number of residents of Taita Taveta might have fallen victim to a county education fund scam after reports surfaced of former students being forced to repay loans that were never disbursed to them. That's happening over in Taita Taveta just a week or two after we saw that Finland saga in Uasin Gishu County. And this is all coming from politicians.
Imagine. You know, people thought that Mandago is going to stay in jail forever. No, he has eaten 1 billion, but he will come out with 100,000 bill. And then the case will be heard even for the next 30 years.
Right, mentioning after every single year.
Yes.
So there's another scam there brewing in Taita Taveta County. You can scan it and read it on this county education fund scam reported here. Students are being forced to repay the loan. Same case with those who are in Finland who have been turned back from those schools because they couldn't be able to be effectively in school since the funds had not been disbursed to them. Unfortunate incidents there in education. While we are still in education, wacha tuguze some positivity. There on page 2, Kenyatta University, the grounds upon which we are standing on, wins the highest number of trophies at the music festival. Kenyatta University has the most trophies, and it's carried 20 of them. Yeah.
Wow.
In a 10-day event held at the Dedan Kimathi University of Technology. You can see the benefits of supporting education.
Sure.
And any other activities happening there. So congratulations to all these Kenyatta University music students who've been able to do this, and they've been doing it back to back, by the way.
Yeah, that's a very congratulations to Kenyatta University.
Zilizopendwa categories really attract most of the funds, and I'm sure Kenyatta University inakuanga very top there when it comes to matters of zilizopendwa and music. Back to page 1, still there's that review of KICD to scrap 11 subjects from pre-primary to junior secondary school as recommended by the Presidential Task Force. President William Ruto, when he was coming in, aliweka Presidential Task Force ambayo ina review CBC. A couple of issues were found here and there. Teacher preparedness, which is also lacking, and I'm hoping it's going to be a conversation with SRC and TSC there. But I want to scrap some other subjects there, as you can see on page 7.
Yes, the CBC came with a different curriculum because now it is competence. Like we have seen on that page where Kenyatta University are winning awards in music. Now you don't have to be a bookwormer. You can go to class, to class, get your degree, but what can pay you is your music. We have seen a lot of people, Ndovuniku, he's an engineer, but engineering is not paying him. What is paying him is the music. So I think the curriculum, the competence-based curriculum was okay. With me, it's okay because we waste a lot of time on the 844, going to school, doing a subject that you'll never do, and you don't even enjoy. But now at, I think it is junior
junior secondary school.
Secondary, you already know what you want to become, and teachers is concentrating on that, or modeling that. Yes, I think the CBC is okay.
All right, it needs constant reviewing, as is happening here. The Presidential Working Party on these education reforms is saying that, currently from learners in grade 7, they are taking 12 core subjects.
Yes.
That's a lot. That's like high school, right?
Yeah.
We used to do about 8, and they're recommending that this be actually reduced back to 8 subjects, and they scrap some of these core subjects. About 90% of Kenyans told the task force that CBC should continue, but you can address a few gaps here and there. So maybe for the first time, public participation in a skika hapa.
Yes, about at least iko sawa.
They should continue to do that. There's a new funding model, which is affecting universities. TVETs are going to be included. However, a few days to September, university students have not, or students who are supposed to select their places in universities, a majority of them haven't done that. those under 18 years are not also able to access loans just a few weeks to their first semester. The crisis continues for higher learning in Kenya, Dino.
For the last engagement we were here, we were so much pissed off by the model. We went home and tried to refigure it how it is. But I have sat down and thought and seen that it is no longer about the teacher and the government alone. Even the parent is to take care of their children. Saizi kama uko na mtoto ako CBC, come in at night anakuambia nitengeneze this thing, and it is been marked in the morning. So what I can say, the modeling was not bad, but even in the enrollment of university this year, you have seen the enrollment is very low. Why? Because in the previous, we were being enrolled on competition because the spirit of competition was there. I have to get an A, I have to get an A minus so that I can go do this model. But now it's no longer there. We are competing on being poor. Wewe Richard, wewe hamuna kakitu, mimi niko sawa, at least wewe ni vulnerable, the government will give you, mimi acha nipatiwe loan. You see, now after you do well in school, you have to be put on another platform. Are you poor? Are you well off? I think that is not the good way to go. Let the spirit of competition continue.
Right, merit-based funding.
Yes.
Okay.
For the best, be sponsored. Because it's getting an A is not an easy thing. Yes, actually, kama ni rahisi, we could have gotten A everyone.
Right.
But getting an A is sacrifice. Yes.
Okay, so that is what is happening there as Kenya is continuing. But a positive thing is that there's been new TVETs, which have been 150 new technical colleges, which have been constructed. And this is according to President Ruto. He's saying that for the past 8 years. So maybe how when you select university, they're looking towards joining TVET institutions, which is also a very good offering because of those technical and handy skills that are provided there. And given that the new funding model itapeana TVET, is that a good note?
Yes, a lot of people will go to TVETs because of practicality and competence. You know, now in our job market in Kenya, we don't want the white collar jobs. People want to go down, but practical jobs have more money than white collar jobs, and the TVETs are to promote practicality. So this is a good way. Maybe a lot of people won't go to university, but they will be their own job creators from TVETs.
All right, that's as much on education. Read more on the Daily Nation. The state agency in race against time to abolish CBC subjects, and also the new funding model that you can also read on page 7 involving TVETs, and a talk between union leaders who are meeting the Teacher Service Commission officials today to reopen salary increment negotiations. Kwa tumesahau kidogo kwamba hapa on the standard, university workers are facing job losses. I think we can go to the standard. Japo ndo tuna go into matters of politics kiasi. Tumalizie hiyo education hapo. Some universities have been hit hard by the declining admissions, which are beginning in September, and will have to review their staffing. And one of the things they need to do is scrap some of those degrees which have not been selected, or those which have been rejected. So the government stops funding for these rejected degrees, which means there are lecturers who are going to
lose
jobs, right? Yeah. Which means we have to reduce the number of other staff who are supporting these lecturers and professors, and eventually it's going to deal a very big blow to institutions' sustainability. They're not raising money, their workers are facing job losses, and still the new funding model is not really favorable to them. So that's what's happening there.
I think if you lose a job in Kenyatta University, please go to the Open University of Kenya. Okay. It has been accredited and chartered. Right. Because I have looked at their logins. They are up, but there are still nothing put there. So if you have lost a job here, please run to Silicon Konza City. Yeah,
tell them more about the Open Learning University, which is the first online based university in Kenya that was commissioned by the president.
Okay, as far as I know and I have researched, the Open University of Kenya will act like any other university in Kenya, but you'll have the rights to transfer your units from the Open University maybe to Kenyatta University, and then you go maybe for 1 year, finish up and get a degree. It will be easy for those people who could not be able to go to university, like now with the model, the fees are so high. So wengine hawataenda. All those the people are saying that they're going to TVET. Not all of them are going to TVET. Some of them will not even go to school because of funds. But it's good news that the Open University is free. As long as you qualify to come to Kenyatta University, you can go to Open University, and it is self-paced. You don't. There's no pace like here you have to do for 4 years. You can do even for 5 years. Yes.
You time your semesters yourself.
Yeah, you time your semesters.
Okay, so these university workers who are going to lose the jobs, they should try and make applications there.
Yes.
And you read more there on the front of the Standard. Now that tuko Standard, Ruto grows into a darling of the West. Western governments wanapiga tu makofi. Anytime Ruto is speaking, President William Ruto is becoming a darling of the IMF, the World Bank, the United States, the United Kingdom, and other states which are out here. But recent activities show they are abandoning support for the democratic ideals. And with parliament in the hands of executive, the political space has drastically changed. Deno, just from the top of your head, how would you say the political space has drastically changed with this kind of alignment towards the West by William Ruto?
I think the biggest problem with our government is doublespeak. Because at one event you want the USA and the Germany to get out of Kenya, but when Raila Odinga tells them to go away directly, you are there bashing him. What's wrong with us? Our government and the East African and the African Union, we have been trained so much to be independent, to go away from the dollar, from a lot of dependency to the whites. You see, because now we are seeing that the global north is trying, it's like even for the climate, the global north is benefiting, and that us, we are suffering.
Right.
Because they are bringing us their money, their ideologies, but us, we are growing slow. That's what you are seeing in Sri Lanka. Wameambiwa, you who come with those companies, make them into Kenya, in Sri Lanka. Don't come and take our minerals, take them to your place. Come open the company here. So I will take this and ask the government, please, doublespeak is not something that is helping us. We all, even you yourself, I know, you don't want Wazungu to be here. Everyone don't want Wazungu to be here. So it was right for Raila Odinga to tell them with their face, we are not your colony.
But the president is saying it will be ungrateful for us to vilify the people who offer us opportunities or who create opportunities for us. He's saying we have huge investments from the US government, Germany and others. Yani, don't bite the hand that feeds you.
No, it is feeding us, but it is like, okay, it's the hand that is feeding us, like it's like a rat. It's like a rat. It feeds you and polices you so that you cannot feel pain. You see? So as long as they help us, they are still affecting us. So it is true. It is true to say the truth.
Yes, that's true. Okay.
Yeah.
So my question will be, as one hand feeds us, where's the other hand, right? We are not seeing the other hand that we are not biting. President William Ruto's close ties with the West has unsettled the opposition, which now seems to be falling out of favor with the Western countries. During Daniel Moi's time, during Daniel Arap Moi's time, Mwai Kibaki and Uhuru Kenyatta's regimes, the US and most of European nations have enjoyed a very cordial relationship with the opposition. Actually, here they're saying that the former US ambassador to Kenya, Smith Hempston, goes down to history as having enjoyed one of the best relationships with the opposition, to a point where it felt like he is the face of the opposition. There's no need for that kind of cordial and cozy engagement, as opposition Raila Odinga alikuwa tell off the ambassador. You don't think we should be having a very cozy relationship?
No, the relationship must work because we benefit mutually. But Richard, remember there's one day we were talking about our visas and passports. Indonesia were here. They were given free passports into Kenya. Even they have the passport that we call passport on arrival. But you want to go to Indonesia. My friend, you want to go to Indonesia if you don't have the passport or the visa. Why is there?
It's a one-sided.
One-sided, yes. Nyinyi mnaweza kama muarrive and then mpatie visa na passport. Mimi siwezi toka. What is the problem? I think as much as there is that cozy relationship we have to create, let one not be hurt. No. It is the same with climate change. And next September, we're having the African Climate Summit.
This September. Yes.
You'll see the global north, they're the ones who are benefiting, but the south is the one who is suffering. But they want to changa money for us and bring us money, and then they continue the loss and damage. You see?
Right. We are
Instead of
suffering the
stopping.
effects while they're enjoying the benefits.
Yes.
Okay.
So, call a spade a spade. If Raila Odinga and William Ruto talk of the same thing and it is aligning, pigia yeye makofi and say, at least on this side, you have said the truth. But you could have not said it on the public of the devolution. At least you could have looked for a challenge.
Right.
Because fighting the dollar and telling the woman to shut up is all one and the same thing. Right?
Very intense, very intense, very intense. Let's take a break with a game here. Mambo imechemka hapa kidogo. Very intense discussion we're having here on Ruto's being the darling of the West. Deno, wanasema tuipulizie kidogo venye umesema. Tuipulizie na game.
I hope Leo I'll be the winner.
And then we'll be back to look at the final thing, which is the bipartisan talks.
Yes.
On Friday, the dialogue committee the dialogue committee that is going to present its proposal to Ruto and Raila, the National Dialogue Committee, is now putting up their discussion, yeah? So they're framing the issues for the discussion. I will just come back because we don't have time, when we come back from this game, utatupatia tu just one comment on what you expect after this dialogue. It seems to be going well so far, don't you think?
It's going well.
Right.
But we have to wait for...
Hold on to that, hold on to that. Here is time for us to play a short game. And it's always what we do here as a brain teaser. If you're at home, follow through. You can tell us what your answers are like. But we are competing with Deno. Alafu tuta switch hapa karatasi. Last week nililose by this, sijakwambia.
Nilikuwa online, I was saying.
Nililose na point moja. Wacha tuone kana make comeback. Let's go. My director. And we are having 10 questions, I believe. Beginning with the first one. Which university did the current president of Kenya attend? All right. Which university did the current president of Kenya attend? Question number 2. Which countries do Victoria Falls in? Which countries do Victoria Falls fall in? The countries with Victoria Falls. All right. Follow through if you're at home. Question number 3. What does VPN stand for in full? VPN in full. Okay. Question number 4. What is the source of the River Nile? All right. Question number 5. What is COMESA in full? COMESA. Right. COMESA hiyo mchezo. What is the best agricultural country? What is the best agricultural county in Kenya? The best county in Kenya in agriculture ni gani? Sio Kisii. Kali Kisii. Kali. Question number 7. Which lake in Kenya has hot springs? Hot springs. Haya. Question number 8. Who is the richest man in the world? Me? No? Saizi ama later? Oh, man. Okay. Question number 9. What is the highest grossing movie of all time? The highest grossing movie of all time. The last question. What word is spelled incorrectly in every single dictionary? Okay. I'm wasting your eye. You cannot trick me. Okay, I think that is the highest grossing movie. I will fail on that one. Let it know. Let's mark. Let's go real quick. First question. The President of the Republic, His Excellency, President William Ruto, studied at the University of Nairobi. Am I right? Or am I not right? The University of Nairobi is Dr. William Ruto. Yeah, so question 2. Which countries do Victoria Falls in? Zambia and Zimbabwe. All right. Zambia and Zimbabwe. They know. Niseme ama nisiseme?
Hiyo kitu sawa.
Umechanganya kidogo. Zambia and Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe. Aya, question number 3. What does VPN stand for? Virtual Private Network. So virtual private network is what VPN stands for. A VPN is what you do to mask your internet protocol, your IP or your location. All right, number 4, what is the source of the River Nile? Lake Victoria. I said Uganda. I wrote Uganda ginger. Isn't that correct? Come on. See, it's all right. What is COMESA in full? Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa. Common markets.
You got it.
Yes, and they wrote something that I'll keep between us. Question number 6. What is the best agricultural county in Kenya? Nilikuwa niandike Murang'a, by the way. Nikaandika Kisii. But it's Nakuru County. They wrote Murang'a. I wrote Kisii, but Nakuru. So it's Nakuru. Question number 4. Which lake in Kenya has hot springs? That needs to be Baringo. Bogoria. Baringo siku na hot springs pia.
Na niona mayai.
Sawa, wamekataa.
Niona mayai leo zikichemshwa.
Mayai si uchemshwa huko Baringo. People of Baringo who are watching, Edwin Kibuchum, tuambie what that is like. The richest man in the world, Ati Dennis. Okay, hajaandika Dennis. It is Elon Musk. Ameandika Bill Gates. Bill Gates alishatoka. But Elon Musk has a lot more. Question number 9. What is the highest grossing movie of all time? Apparently it's Avatar, The Way of the Water. Oh man, I wrote Black Panther. But it's all right. It's all good. Question number 10. What is spelled incorrectly in every single dictionary? Incorrectly. Right? Oof, I got it. Below average. See me.
Siku ingine nakuja nikiwa nimejipanga.
See me. What did I have there? 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
Yeah. And
mine is see me.
Yeah, yours is see me. We're not going to speak much more about it. Thank you for playing that with me. If you're at home here, tuambie umepata nini. We have come to the end of the show here now. I won't be able to get your feedback on bipartisan talks, but umesema we wait and see what happens. So that's that. We're going to have to wait to see what happens on Friday when the National Dialogue Committee involving President Ruto and opposition leader Raila Odinga, they now present their frame of issues which will be discussed on that bipartisan talk. Let's close it up with a quote here at the back of the Business Daily from Dennis Kimani.
Can I push something before we finish?
Yes, please do.
Well, on the bipartisan, first thing is to thank Kalonzo Musyoka for coming out of Bomas and leaving Kimani Ichung'wah and Opiyo Wandayi to do the work. The last thing is Mathe Wangara applies for bail amid arrest fears. Mimi sina shida.
The real Mathe, please stand up. Kuna Mathe wawili saizi.
Awelewaki. But my problem sina Mathe. Mathe is a hard-working Kenyan because the ideology that this government rode on is a hustler. When you look at the dictionary, the meaning of the word hustler, it is purely what Mathe Wangara is doing and Mandago, what they are doing. That is hustling.
There's a Mathe Wangara who's submitted in herself, so hopefully she's the one, but we'll get to follow much more on it. Let's hear the quote there and then we close up.
Last word. Whatever you are meant to do, do it now. The conditions are always impossible.
Let's get it again.
Whatever you are meant to do, do it now. the conditions are always impossible.
Thank you very much for tuning in to Biashara Tuesday from the morning till now. My name is Richard OKENYE. Interact with me on all social platforms at Richard_OKENYE. Until next week, same place, same time. If you didn't learn anything today on Biashara Tuesday, you can always put a blame on the economy. I'll see you around.